the courts yesterday to take it to trial. Make sure any tickets you get, flood the court system with them.
Absolutely.
Do not pay the tickets.
HK57, how you doing, bud?
You are not guilty. Never admit, please. If we all flood the court system, I was at the one court date for the quarantine hotel is 2030. I'll mark that on my calendar. I'll see you then, right?
Yeah.
So then when we got the tickets, the
Hi, Nico, how you doing?
The supervisor from the health board asked if we had any questions. I only told him, do you have a good lawyer? And he just shook his head. Another great part about that story is that before he came to our restaurant, he actually had the audacity to go to my house.
Wow.
So when we found out he went to the house, we ran back down to the shop and we waited for him. Sure enough, he showed up, and I made it very clear to him he has no jurisdiction there. And the next time he steps foot on my property, he better have 2 cops and a warrant or he won't be going home. Know your rights, protect your privacy, protect your property, no matter what. So basically, I'm hoping any other small businesses out there, listen to what I say, stand up, fight it. There is way more of us than the media lets on. Way more. So fight it, fight it, fight it. Be proud, stay strong, do not bow down to the tyranny. Seeing all of you out here is so overwhelming to me. I never knew I had this many brothers and sisters. I freaking love you all. I did want to do one quick note that tomorrow, I know I've spoke to a few people from up north as well. Tomorrow in Kincardine, I think we're heading up 11 to 7. There's another freedom rally there.
Yeah, Brando, big up Brando.
Need us, man. They need us. These places with 10, 15,000 people, they can't have 50 people out there. We all need to be out there, so. I think I'm gonna cut it. I don't want to be rude or take up this because I could do this all day. But thank you guys.
Thanks,
love
Elizabeth.
you guys. And keep
Appreciate it.
fighting.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
So you see, fighting back is actually a lot easier than people think. It doesn't have to be that complicated. You stand your ground and you flood the courts. So our next speaker is going to be a gentleman by the name of ER, and he's going to speak a little bit about some of his experiences in the police stations, and that's all he wanted me to do as an introduction. So let's give it up for ER.
I am speaking to the police.
Yeah, gold is in the building.
I am speaking to the police. The Lieutenant Governor and Parliament did commit criminal code violations. The Police Services Act states that your duty is to safeguard the fundamental rights and freedoms and the Human Rights Code. You may lawfully take into custody the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario and Parliament. And I'm going to explain why. Parliament, in Section 17 of the 1867 Constitution Act, is defined as the Queen, the Senate, and the House of Commons. Parliament committed criminal code offenses by disobeying a statute. Disobeying a statute is a criminal code violation, Section 126. I asked the police to lawfully take into custody Parliament and the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, and I'm going to explain why. Lockdown suicides become murder. If you're going to chant anything to a police officer, lockdown suicides become murder.
The Lieutenant Governor declared an emergency without disclosing the resources, criteria, or the circumstances, and never once gave proper due process for a loss of freedom.
Yep, very
Section
true.
1A of the Canadian Bill of Rights states that you don't lose freedom except by due process of law.
A lot of rain in
The Lieutenant
Vancouver,
Governor
yeah.
violated
Same here.
Section 1 of the Canadian Bill of Rights. Parliament shall ensure the protection of these rights in Canada, as in the third sentence in the Canadian Bill of Rights, and Parliament disobeyed that statute, and Parliament and the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario did commit disobeying a statute, a criminal code offense, section 126. I ask all police officers in Ontario, that's about 26,000 police officers, to work together to immediately lawfully take into custody the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario and Parliament. If you have had difficulty buying food, as I have, I was not allowed to buy food.
Weeks of rain here, that's crazy. Same here.
Tending to the destruction of an identifiable group.
Hey Kevin,
Those
I might,
with
not sure.
exceptions, and eventually maybe those that are not vaccinated. The destruction of an identifiable group is genocide. Police, I'm talking to the police. Genocide.
That's true,
Inhumane
Dave, yeah.
acts on civilian populations. Culpable homicide, section 229C. Criminal negligence causing death, 220. Reckless endangerment of children, 218. Forcing people to breathe in their own carbon dioxide, 245.
HK57, not sure if I can even get out.
Obstructing religious services, 176.
Yeah. That's right, Elizabeth, yeah.
The people in Aylmer, the Church of God people that I've spoken to, they cannot buy food in their own hometown, from what I understand. That is an act of genocide by the store owners in Aylmer. We reported this to London OPP.
Yeah, that's true, Thomas, yeah.
We faxed about 90 OPP stations around Ontario. We should only be at the police station. We have a criminal information that implicates the Parliament and the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. If you go to arrestthem.com/murder, there's a link with the documents. Make a criminal report to the police and have the police lawfully take into custody the Lieutenant Governor and Parliament. And put them in prison for life, because these people will not stop unless they are stopped.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much, ER. Folks, something is going on today. There's a different spirit. I can see it in your eyes. Chris is going to come up shortly. He's got an announcement. We have a victory this afternoon. We are 80% there. Chris needs you to get over the last mile.
All right, guys. Oh, yeah. Look at this turnout, even better than I could have ever imagined. We got about 3/4 of the merch sold, but I still see a lot of patches of unblue in this audience. And if you want to hear me speak, you got to go around the front and you got to finish off the rest of this merch. Because I'm going to be around the front, I'll be signing stuff, I'll be taking pics, and then I'll be coming back to speak. I love you guys.
We're this close, guys. We are this close, okay? This is what they don't want. They don't want us meeting. They don't want us fighting back. But I am telling you, they made a big mistake by underestimating London, Ontario. I've lived
go,
up here
hopefully.
for 2 years. The people in London, Ontario are getting really pissed off, okay? We're done with your masks. We're done with your lockdowns. We're done with your vaccine threats.
Yeah, it's true,
We
kids,
don't give a shit anymore. We are taking Canada back, and we are starting today. We are starting Saturday, October 16th at 3 p.m. This ends because we're telling you it's gonna end. Next Saturday at 11 o'clock, let's meet at the Flying J on Highbury near the 401. Let's go to Windsor. Let's do the same thing we're doing here. Let's get London and Windsor working together and start kicking some ass, right? Right? You are done pushing London around, okay? This is our city.
Absolutely,
This ends
Brando,
now.
absolutely. I am.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce Rob, and Rob has a very important announcement as well. And this is another example. Rob's going to talk about victories that are going on, right? Let's give it up for Rob. What's going on, London, Ontario?
Holy smokes, look at all these people here. I gotta tell you guys something. I don't know if you know this, okay? But this isn't Doug Ford's province. This isn't Justin Trudeau's country. This is our country. And we're gonna take it back, and we're gonna rebuild it the way we want it to be, with love, peace, and unity.
Should, right?
This is the best freedom rally I've ever been to before! Look at all you people fighting for what's right, legally, lawfully. That's what we're here for. Who's here for freedom? Freedom! Freedom! Something. I can barely talk already. You can tell I got some high vibrations. I think my boy Vlad got me going. Okay, so about a month ago, I had a rally, guys, just like this, okay? And it was in Niagara Falls with members, active duty officers from the Niagara Regional Police Department. Let's give it up for my brothers and sisters in the Niagara Regional Police Department.
That's true, Kicks, yeah. A lot of people would.
That there are many active duty officers from Niagara amongst the crowd that drove 2.5 hours to come and support.
Good question, Brando. Because they're forcing kids now they want to give it to the kids.
When we put the rally on in Niagara, I had some officers
Don't worry,
reach out
watch.
to me. They weren't doing anything wrong. You know what they told me?
Yeah,
They said,
Niagara.
"Rob, when I signed
Or
up to
Gedelia
this
in the house.
job, I signed up to this job and I took an oath to serve and protect the people.
SR in the house.
Police officers are loyal to the people, not the government.
That's right, SR.
And we will see that in due time. When we started to have this event, people started to bash it right away.
A lot of people
And
here.
the media from the actual agency itself, of course, put out a memo saying that the Niagara Regional Police, United for Human Rights, were small in numbers. Yeah. Okay. And what do you think the
Niagara Blues,
Niagara
yeah.
Regional Police, who are united in human rights, did? They fired back with a very
Maddie,
professional
how you
letter
doing?
that I'm about to read to you, and I want you all to know how powerful this is. Because when I got this sent to me, it was the first time since all this SHIT happened that I started to cry happy tears.
Awesome, Maddie. There's a lot of people here, Maddie. It's crazy. Thousands.
One sec, guys. Okay, before I read this, there's one more thing I don't want to forget. Mainstream media told us yesterday, I don't know how many of you seen it, our Chief Medical Officer of Ontario, Dr. Kieran Moore, what did he say? What do you guys think of that guy? What do you think he said yesterday? When you get all of this momentum and steam, like we have right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but we are winning the fight. So
MD in the house, how you doing?
Of course. They come out and they tell each and every single one of you, the vaccine passport is going to expire in 1 year and it'll be gone after that. Do you guys believe that? That's because they don't want this. They don't want the momentum and they don't want us to win. But we will win! Okay, this is the letter that after the NRP as an agency
Bobby Crush in the house.
sent to the officers, they downplayed it like they were a small group, and this is what the group of United Officers for Human Rights from Niagara said. Dated September 14th. Despite reports from Mrs. Saverin to St. Catharines Standard Reporter Grant LaFleche, this group is anything but small. Saverin is quoted in the article to say, our organization is certainly no different with what we believe to be a small group of individuals who share a different view regarding the pandemic than the vast majority of members, civilian and sworn, who make up the service. Mrs. Saverin's comment is incorrect, not only regarding the size of this movement, but also the fact that Niagara Regional Police
Pink Shavers in the house, how you doing?
have stated nothing regarding their overall thoughts on the pandemic, that have instead insisted on a stand to
Absolutely,
be made
Elizabeth.
against these mandates.
It is chilly, yeah. Definitely is chilly today.
The group believes firmly in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. The Niagara Regional Police Service took an oath of office and the Niagara Regional Police Service's own mission statement. The group is strongly against discrimination of any kind for any reason, including but not limited to vaccination status. Are you ready? Our message to Niagara is this. We stand behind you. We stand
Level in
beside
Bonita
you.
in the house.
And if you need us to, we will stand in front of you.
Big ups, Level in.
Discrimination has no place in Niagara, Ontario, or anywhere in Canada. We took an oath to uphold the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and respect everyone in this country, which thrives in diversity and inclusivity. We hear you, and we are here for all of you.
Thanks so much, Maddie, for sharing it out.
So,
Good to see you, Levelin.
one more time, give it up for all of the police all over Ontario taking a stand against these mandates and segregation. This is our country. This will always be our country, and no one will ever take that away from us, because we will stand tall and we will always hold the line.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah. So they thought
Hey,
they
Paul.
were done
Yeah, I
with
know.
us, 'cause that was the last step. Turn us against the police, and they thought, you know what? we got these guys. We're going to threaten their jobs. We're going to claim there's outbreaks in schools. We're going to terrify them for 18 months. But you know what? Those mandates for vaccines in Toronto, the Toronto Police Association, those mandate deadlines have been postponed 4 times. You know what that means? It's not working.
That is true.
Because the Toronto Police Association said, no, you're not going to jab us all. You know, if somebody wants to do it, fine, but you're not going to dictate that for the whole police force. Because if not, that mandate would have come and gone. Okay, so there's another victory. The TTC in Toronto, they are in big trouble. Because you know what? We called their bluff. Because at least 20% of the TTC workers have said, nah, we're not going to get the jab, right? How the hell are they gonna, in a city of 2.5 million, that's just Toronto, how are they gonna replace 20% of their drivers? Did you geniuses think that through? You didn't. That TTC deadline has also been postponed 4 times.
Yep, same union too.
Guess what? Doug Ford and that goofball Kieran Moore. We ain't scared of ya. You miscalculated. The TTC is not gonna lie down.
Going on strike, yeah, that's right. I saw that, Paul's crazy, yeah.
20% of your drivers couldn't.
Big ups, Alan.
You know what? Have at it. Good luck with that.
Don't forget to thumbs it up,
Okay,
thumbs it up.
so to keep things rolling, we're gonna keep the speakers going.
Chris is gonna speak in very
This
soon.
echo doesn't. You ready, Nico? All right, let's give it up for Nico!
Thank you so much. Wow, London! Now this is looking more like a rebellion.
Rich Wong, how you doing, buddy? Sody Krups. Sabadi Mai, buddy, how you doing?
So I founded a group called Crusaders of the Resistance, and it was founded to unite. And that is the word I've been hearing all throughout today from every speaker. Unity, unite, united. We cannot do this without unity. All of us here by now,
Victor, how you doing, man?
Should know that the government has no interest in giving back what we once called our normal lives. They are pushing more and more, harder and faster towards a new world order. We ain't having none of it. So when I was a child, I read a book, and I'm pretty sure you all read it too. I've been reading it again recently. It is the book of Revelation.
Absolutely.
In the Holy Bible. Now, I am not a religious person, and I am no way holy. You don't need to be religious or holy to know what the Bible is and the book of Revelation. We have a virus called the QR code sweeping across the world, and next week it is going to be everywhere. Revelation 13:17 says, no man, woman, child, no person will be able to buy, sell, or trade unless they have the mark of the beast. Now, I don't believe that humans could have pulled off this kind of evil across the world. It is also written, Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against powers,
Yeah, it is Mark of the Beast, right?
wickedness in high places. So what I say is join the resistance, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. We are living in the biblical end of days, just as it was in the days of and Sodom and Gomorrah. We are here now. They are trying to mess and manipulate our DNA, our final connection to our Lord God. So I say Jesus Christ
High
is the
energy
Lord
it
and
is, yeah.
Savior. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Thank you.
Okay, this is the part of the rallies that I love. I love the open mic stuff. Our speakers are fantastic.
Yeah, for sure,
They worked
whistleblowers,
hard, but you
goal
know
for
what?
sure.
We want to
Lots of
talk
it's
to
happening.
everybody. We want to talk to people that got a story.
Spicy Roads, how you doing?
Whether it was a victory, whether it was a frustration, whatever it is, you guys, we're going to keep this going. We're going to stay till midnight if you guys want, and hopefully we can accommodate as many people as we can. So the next speaker we have is a gentleman by the name of Rob, and I'm not sure what Rob's going to talk to you about, but I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sorry, Chris, not Chris Sky, another Chris.
Hey, London! Hey, London, thank you for having me. My name's Chris Ayotte. I came down, felt the need to drive 6 hours from Sudbury, Ontario. Just before starting, I'd like to thank my inspiration, Jen Dodd, Matt, Canada, all these groups in Sudbury that I'm with, Garnet, Sandra, JR, everyone. All the people that were out there every Saturday just trying to wake up one more. Just to show these people we make sense. You might think we have an aluminum hat, but we're here for you, to protect you. And today we have lots of speakers that are going to feed you in on this, okay? But today I'm here for the people that our voices are being taken away. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we deemed to call them heroes, our healthcare workers. A lot of us are feeling the need to quit.
Big ups, 41
to give
people in the
up
house,
our
thumbs it up.
careers, to walk off the job. we
No,
love,
not till midnight,
the
no.
job we went to school and paid it.
It'll be a few hours.
Years. We are the people that spend time with you when you were sick. The elderly, the pregnant, the children. We are your backbone against the government, against everybody. We are the one that found to protect the public. But the wrong that is being done here, people, is wrong. Our employers are enforcing us to either take the shot or to take this test kit that we don't believe in. Okay? Now next, if we don't comply, they're gonna take our jobs away, give us time without pay. Okay? And if that ain't enough, they're gonna let us go. But what people in Ontario need to know is that the nurses are guided by the Registered Nurses Association, okay? Well, they're just not gonna take our jobs away and walk us off the job, no. They're gonna, our employers see that we are not complying. They're gonna report us to this nursing association saying that I am not here today to inform my public of the danger that's being made. They're gonna use this against myself and my fellow colleagues and say, we weren't there to protect you. You know what? The Registered Nursing Association of Ontario is the one that's failing you. It's the one that didn't take science into affair. They said this is an emergency. We must comply with the government, putting aside our knowledge, our science, and everything. But people, it will be a crisis when our jobs are taken away.
Oh yeah, a little bit like a wrestler, you're right, yeah.
Your sisters, your aunts, your nieces have to make a choice between this gene therapy and a new lifestyle or freedom of choice. When your job and your monies and your means to feed your children are held against a decision over a vaccine, that is medical coercion. When you are not allowed to go shopping, to go to the mall, to go to the hospital because you decided not to get a gene therapy shot, that is medical coercion. You are made a second-class Canadian. Well, I, for one, will stand up for my children. Stand up for the weak, the sick, my patients, my fellow workers, the police, the ambulance, the personal support workers, the volunteers at the hospital. I will stand for every
Yeah, it is cold, Mike.
Doesn't have a voice, and I will say no,
Hulkamaniacs.
Mr. Trudeau. No.
King Chambers, I know, right?
We met him
That's
at
a
the
good point
airport
there.
in Sudbury, and loud and proud said, "Fuck you,
Yes,
Trudeau."
Alan, it does, yeah. Yeah, it does, Alan, yeah.
We will not. It is our God-bearing right as a Canadian to have real choice. We want educated decisions. It's not the drama teacher from Ottawa that is going to become my medical professional. I'm not going to put Mr. Trudeau ahead of my medical professionals for my exemption. I have a medically viable reason, and I will not be treated as a second-hand Canadian because I
I know, right,
reason.
Elizabeth?
This freedom of
Yeah, I wonder.
everything is being taken away. This passport is disgusting. I want you
Coochie,
all
how you doing,
here
Coochie?
to sing the national anthem.
Big
And
ups,
after
Coochie,
that
man.
national anthem, see where this passport fits with our national anthem. Nowhere in the SAR. It states free from border to border, sea to sea. Not where Mr. Trudeau sees me going. I'm Indigenous. I could go from here to the States, but now he wants me to get a passport.
How you doing, brother?
No, thank you, Mr. Trudeau. This Canadian will not comply. I will draw that sign of the land for the police, for the nurse, for the children, but foremost the sick and my fellow sisters and brothers, the nurses. The ones that are there at your lowest,
Awesome, bro.
at your highest, at your need. And I will go to work proudly till
Absolutely,
they
Alan,
take my
I know.
job away. And I want you guys to know that the power of saving the nurses, the police, is in you.
Internet
All
monster,
of
it
you
might.
Beautiful, beautiful freedom fighters. I love you all.
Andrew, how you doing?
Hometown. But don't do it for me. Don't do it for these speakers. Do it for the children. Do it for Canada's future. It stops now. Emigrant. Amen. God bless. Thank you.
Let's hear it. I'm from Sudbury as well. My name is Dave Sylvester. And I was with this man, dogging the back bus, saving kids. This man's got a heart like you wouldn't freaking believe it. Smart as a whip. And if you get cut up, he can...
Yeah.
You take care of everything. Honestly. Listen, what I want to come and talk to you guys about is the understanding of what is working and what is not. First off, I was in Mexico last winter when I saw a fellow, I think his name was Chris, go through the freaking airport and all of that, showing us all how to say no. And hey, listen, come on, this is important. Guess what happened to the vaccine hotels? They disappeared. Why? Because we didn't go along with it. Okay? Non-compliance is necessary. We gotta grow some balls here. I mean, or whatever. You know, like, we do. Yes.
I'll just clarify that. We want lady balls. We want men balls. We just want everybody. Our friends.
Yeah, he's a medical professional. I just speak my mind. Anyways, the idea here is to understand your place within all of this. See, I know my place as a sentient being, as a free will being, as autonomous. You know, I can do whatever I want as long as I do no harm. And that's it. And not taking a vaccine is doing no harm to anyone. And I'm a big fan of natural selection.
Might have.
If they're right and I'm wrong, then I go down. And if I'm right and they're wrong, they go down.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
right.
okay with that. You know, I'm not worried. We gotta have courage, confidence, and trust in ourselves. Above all else, you gotta be solid. You know, we've been taught confusion. Why? Because confused people are much easier to manipulate and fuck around with. Excuse my language, I only swear for emphasis, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody. But I do want to acknowledge JR, Linda, my buddy here, for the work that they're doing up in Sudbury. And JR, he got charged as an organizer, okay? And guess what? It all went away. They aren't valid. Don't be afraid. I asked for tickets. When I come back from Mexico, I would stand in honor. I wouldn't even buy a fake PCR test in Mexico. Why? Because I don't want to lie. I want to stand to truth. So what I did was, a buddy of mine gave me a ride from Mexico up to Houston. And then from Houston, I flew to Detroit. And from Detroit, I took an Uber to the border, where the border guard said,
Yeah, check out my other
"Where's your
channels, Do It All
PCR test?"
Ceiling and
So
Jeff
a
Lepard.
PCR test. So you can't come into Canada without a PCR test. I said, well, I got a Canadian passport. What are you going to do? Ship me back to the States? I think they'll take me. What's going on? And then I go inside, and the cop or the border guards there ask me, or they tell me this. Oh, you're very lucky. We have a rapid testing here, and we can give you a test to take home. I said, well, I respectfully refuse, unless, of course, you got the muscle to make me do it. He says, no, nobody's going to force you. He said, but I want to know why you don't want to take the test. I said, I want a ticket so I can get in front of a judge and find out if all my rights and freedoms have been stripped from me without the Declaration of Martial Law. Hey, guess what? They would not give me a ticket. I wanted the $4,000 no quarantine plan. I wanted the $880, whatever they were. They would not give me it. They know. All you gotta do is know the same thing. Get the tickets. Ask for them. Don't be chicken shit.
Yeah, I know, Paul.
It's as simple as that. And if you can't
Jamie,
do it,
yeah,
that's
from
okay.
Sudbury, a lot of people here,
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a little trick here that
Big
I
ups.
play with my mind.
Big up, Jamie.
Is this. We live in a cause and effect duality reality.
Oh, yeah.
And in such a reality,
There's Iceman.
our responsibilities come from one place and one place only. Our ability to respond. Response to our abilities is how we honor our responsibilities. And I think everybody's doing the best that they can. And if that's the best, that's the best. But I'm going to tell you, I don't judge them. You're all my equals. And I don't care what your skill level is.
Steve,
But
yeah.
just push it a little bit to grow up and do it.
Someone's got a drone up in the air.
This ain't rocket science. This is not complicated. Thank you, guys.
Coochie, yeah, might be.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Amen. Miigwech.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That is amazing. So I want to put out a challenge to people out there because they're coming after our kids.
Yeah, right.
And they're going to approve that vaccine
Yeah, who knows? Could be it.
for the 5 to 12 demographic very, very soon. Now we know that they're going around. No, I know. Here's what we need to do. If anybody gets wind of the health unit going to an elementary school or a high school, because all they need is a verbal consent from a child to jab them. If you have a janitor, you have any teachers, find a snitch in the school and put it online, a warning. Take a walk past your school if there's a vehicle that you don't recognize or it's from the health unit. Spread the word and pull your kids out for that week. God forbid.
Yeah, Coochie, I probably
pull your
wouldn't.
kids
I
out of
probably
school,
wouldn't,
period,
but I guess,
because they are coming after our kids and they are coming after our
Norm,
kids
how you doing?
very quickly. I cannot imagine what it's like to be a child in school right now. And that's one of the reasons we're going to have a brave young lady speak in a couple of seconds. She is 11 years old. Her name is Karina. Let's give a warm welcome for her. Come on up, honey.
So hello everybody, as you know my name is Karina, but that's not important. What's important is that I do not want to get vaccinated. My mother has come from a communist country. She came here for freedom. She came here for a better future for children. I should not be forced by anyone, especially not the government, to put some sort of liquid into my body.
Yeah, really, right?
You know, the future is what we do in the past. So, you know, Canada is becoming a communist country. So everybody, all these beautiful people here, we need to fight for our children. We need to fight for the next generation.
Get up and talk. I know, right, Alan?
So you just keep on doing what you are doing with all these beautiful signs.
That's awesome.
Because like I said, the future is what we do in the past.
Yep.
Thank you.
Exactly. Party, yep. Yep.
What a sweet kid and what a brave young lady. Thank you so much. All right. That's your next generation of freedom fighters. I am so proud of her. This gentleman wants to say a quick word.
Yeah, I wanted to promote a good friend of mine. His name is Sean Jason. He does the druthers. Please distribute this. The man is working hard. He's given everything to it. So please support the druthers. Hey, go to druthers.net and take a look at it online, but do support him with donations, whatever you can, because he isn't doing this for money. I can tell you that. Thank you.
Gucci, yeah. Could be, yeah.
Okay, so I want to shout out where are my Windsor, Ontario people? We have Vince is going to speak shortly. I wanted a good friend of mine to speak, and I feel bad because I wasn't able to accommodate her, but we have some time. Is Jenny May in the house? Jenny, if you guys can find Jenny, maybe she can come up and, well, there she is, okay. But let's get Vince up here first. Here he is.
Hey, my name is John. As Peter said, I'm from Windsor. Formerly London, Dorchester, Fergus, and Toronto. A man on the move. Anyway, that was heartbreaking. That little girl, if that doesn't have an impact on us, nothing will. I'm gonna start off by something else because it really, what she said really hit
2069,
me.
I should, right?
I've got some stuff I'm gonna say here, but
69. I know.
last night I had a mother and her 19-year-old son show up at my door. And they just stood there. I know them, they're friends of mine. And I welcomed them, and she couldn't even speak. And I said, "What's up?" She said, "My son got his notice. He's going to university, or college, sorry. And he got his notice that he's got to be vaxxed. And he's terrorized. He doesn't want to be vaxxed." So they came in the door, and she said, "What do I do?" I said, "Well, we all have to make our own decision. But you've come here, obviously, you want my opinion, and you're gonna get it." So I asked the young man, I said, "Have you read about world wars?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Vimy Ridge?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. So picture men and women your age went to war, came off of their U-boats, landed at Vimy Ridge, and up at the ridge were people that were going to annihilate them. The Germans were going to take them out. I said, so this is our war. This is the Third World War. It's a different war. It's a war for the minds. It's a war for the minds of our children. It's not a conventional war. They don't want a conventional war. They've tried it before. They're not going to win it. This is the war. This is a war of our lifetime. So basically, what I said is, we have an opportunity to fight back, okay? You weren't dropped off, okay, on a ridge where you had people that were
Paul,
going
yeah,
to take
it could be
you
YouTube
out.
does that.
But they're going to try and take you out, and the rest of us, okay, by inoculating us, stopping us from having our freedom, okay? And we can win.
Yeah, I know SR.
The hardest thing is, okay, they started this thing out by instilling fear. That's what they did, okay? Coming out telling us in the United States, Fauci, okay, telling us that millions are gonna die within months of COVID starting. Well, was he right? Exactly. Exactly. So they've instilled fear, and there's nothing greater, no greater weapon than fear. So please, as that young lady said, if we don't do it for ourselves, do it for our children. We owe it to them. I'm 64. I've lived in freedom all my life. I got 2 young grandchildren. I got 4 adult children. I don't want to leave this world the way they want us to leave this world. We've got to go down fighting. Anybody heard of JFK? John F. Kennedy?
I'll watch. Good question.
JFK said these words in 1963.
Maybe 5,000 or 6,000, maybe.
There's a plot in this country to enslave every man, woman, and child. Before I leave this high and noble office, I intend to expose this plot.
Yeah.
7 days later, they shot him. This has been in the works a long time, people. This is not overnight, okay? This is history. These words were spoken. Are we living this now? Anybody heard of Albert Einstein? The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but those who watch them without doing anything.
Yep. Very true.
Back to JFK. You cannot negotiate with people who say what's mine is mine and what's yours is negotiable.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah, for sure, Oz.
That's right, we stick together. Life
I know,
is
Rich.
never easy. There's work to be done and obligations to be met. Obligations to truth, to justice, and to liberty. Our problems are man-made. therefore they may be solved by men and women. No problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. Think of what's being
Thanks,
said
Elizabeth.
here. Did this guy know something? It's incredible how one human being, and yeah, he was the president, but he was a human being just like all of us. But there's something special here, and we really need to heed.
Yeah, it
to
shouldn't
what
rain. Not supposed to rain for a while.
he foretold. And it's unfortunate we're in this position now, okay? Most of us were asleep. We thought, we lived in a free world, unlike a lot of other countries. I heard that gentleman from Kazakhstan. We can't imagine living in tyranny, but a lot of these people did, okay? Like you, most of you, I guess, I grew up in Canada. We knew freedom. Well, that freedom is going to be gone unless we start to heed to some of what we're being told we need to take a stand. There's no tomorrow. We have to take a stand yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll close it with one more. Efforts and courage are not enough
Clouds up there don't
without
look good, though.
purpose
These
and
clouds.
direction. This is why we're here. We have purpose and we have direction. And direction is we never give up. Never surrender. Never, never, never. I've been a fighter for a number of years. When this all started with the whole masking, I basically gave in. I did it. But you know what? A few months ago, my wife, who's pretty quiet, she's not even 5 foot. She started going all over the place without a mask. And you know what? You know what? It works. It tells people that, you know what? We're not one of you with a mask. You know what? If you're shy, it speaks. It speaks without saying a word. We stopped on the en route coming to London from Windsor. A bunch of us went in there. People were looking at us like we were space cadets, and we just smiled and did our thing. Nobody
can do better than him.
stops you.
JT, horrible.
It takes courage. And this is what we need. We need courage to take a stand and stop the tyranny. Never, ever give up. Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. So we have an update from Chris Sky. We are now about 90% at our fundraising goal right now. So my understanding is that the hoodies are pretty much sold out. We've got the t-shirts left. Hey, how's that for timing?
Hello, everybody. As he was saying, we almost sold out of our stuff. We only have a whole bunch of small hoodies left. So you guys got to go over there and buy them.
Thanks for dropping the reveal report, Brando. Thank you.
Finish them off. But I'll talk right now because we got a big crowd. And after I'm done talking, we'll go over there together. We're going to finish off this merch. And then we're going to go and we'll patronize the businesses in London who want our business. We don't want to intimidate anyone. We don't want to force anyone to let us go in there if they don't want to. But for the businesses who appreciate freedom, we want to give them a day that they don't forget. So what do we have here today, everybody? You know what I call this? United Non-Compliance. This is what I've been talking about since April 2020. when everybody comes together, whether they're from government, law enforcement, private, public, or just straight up freedom fighters, and they come together in one voice, and we just say no. And look what happens. Not only does it show that we're together, not only does it show solidarity, it shows that we're right and they're wrong. And that's what this is all
many
about.
times, about
We
14,
are
15
on
times,
the right
Alan.
side of history. Hundreds of years from now, when they talk about what happened, and they will, because this was the biggest crime against humanity in the history of humanity, they're going to remember this day as the day the police and the people stood together
Weapon X.
against the government. Just watch Trudeau on TV. He tries to talk with authority. He tries to speak with conviction. He literally tries to talk down to you. Don't listen to his words. Listen to his voice. Listen to the quiver in his voice. He is scared, ladies and gentlemen. And he should be scared.
Oh,
If I
for
was him,
sure.
I'd be terrified.
For sure, Elizabeth. Yeah, we
He
can
just
figure
pissed
something out for
off
sure if you want to
about
come.
15 million
For sure.
Canadian citizens.
Hi, too. How you doing, man?
And
Yeah,
that means
Paul.
something.
Exactly.
That still means something. We have a charter of rights and freedoms. That's what makes us Canadian citizens. That's what makes Canada so great. And they're trying to make you feel like you're selfish if you want to retain
Ryan,
those
how
rights.
you doing?
They want to make you feel like you're a bad person if you get angry when they try to take them from you. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're not going to get angry when they're abusing your children, if they're not going to get angry when you're taking your job, if they're not going to get angry when they're taking your future, when are you going to get angry?
Yeah, that's crappy.
Anger is not a negative thing. It is if you're doing it for no reason. But when it comes out of love for protecting your children, or protecting your family, or protecting your job, or protecting your future, then it is as natural as all the other wonderful emotions that we feel. And the most important one is love. That's it. Love is number one. Love is paramount. And that's what they want to destroy. That's why they're trying to isolate you. That's why they're telling you if you're unvaxxed, you can't even have your friends and family over your house. It's because they don't want you to feel that love, that togetherness, that hope. They want you to feel alone, sad, desperate, with nowhere to turn. They want you to download the Verify Ontario app, which is literally slavery in your pocket. You're going to download an app that clicks and says, you have 10 days to get your next vaccination. You have 5 days to get your next vaccination.
That's true.
And guess what? They already made an update on the app in Australia that not only does it tell you when you have to get your vaccination, you gotta do specialized selfie check-ins to show the government that you're at home like you're supposed to be.
Wow.
And if you don't, your little wonderful app gives you a 5-minute warning. And if you still don't, after the second 5-minute warning, it notifies the police. And you have to give a reason on the app why you weren't there to take a selfie and show the government that you're at home like a good slave. And this is what they want for you. And it's not a joke. They have it out right now. You want me to download it for you? It's called the Verify Ontario app. And any person that downloads that is one of the dumbest people alive. And I will say that with conviction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It looks like Trudeau's spying on us right now, because definitely not a civilian drone up there. Look at that, look at that. They're so scared of what's going on that they gotta watch from up top. It's not like Trudeau can have an event like this. Could you imagine Trudeau being in a live location with this many people?
That's actually true.
I don't want to sound mean or anything, but I don't think he'd make it out alive. If that's not a leader, that's a wannabe dictator. And let's leave a message
in the
out to
house.
him. What happened to every other wannabe dictator in the history of the world? Your fall from grace is going to be epic, buddy.
Yes.
Epic. We are currently in the later stages of phase 2 of United Non-Compliance.
Yeah, sure.
We are taking action. And there's no greater action than to take the state's so-called attack dogs, the police, and turn it against them. Or if you're a business owner, are you going to be worried that the police are going to come and fine you when they're suing the government on your behalf? No. If you're another police officer, are you going to be worried about being ostracized because you didn't want to consent to giving away your medical history? No. And here's the best one. If you're an airline worker or other public or private sector worker, are you not more empowered now that you know the police are on your side? Let's hear a round of applause for the police, ladies and gentlemen. I've been telling you from the start. I've been saying it from day one. We need to back the blue. And if anybody had a reason not to, it's me. I'm the one that's been arrested 14 times in 16 months. I'm the one currently on 8 separate bails simply for speaking the truth. And I told you all we have to do is keep fighting, stay strong, and eventually the police will be on our side. Eventually, you'll look beside you and you'll see someone that you never ever thought would be standing next to you ready to fight. Look around, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all the people here from all over Ontario. Look at this.
Yeah, Weapon X for sure. That's crazy, right?
This is just the start, ladies and gentlemen. On October 23rd, we make our way back to Windsor. I know you all miss me over there, and I'm not gonna lie, I miss you too. Windsor was my favorite rally I ever had. The energy there was incredible. And then check it out. From there, we're heading out west. This is gonna be my 4th cross-country tour this year. This year, ladies and gentlemen, and we're hitting 18 destinations in less than 16 days. That's how dedicated we are. We drive 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we do a show like this every single day to unite the country, to wake up the country, to provoke the action required to end this, get our freedoms back, and move us into stage 3
Yeah, the weather's
of
holding
United
up.
Non-Compliance.
Yeah, this mic.
Stage 3 is my favorite one of all, everyone. Because it means we got our freedoms back. It means we've already won. And now we're just taking out the garbage. Stage 3 is when we hold them accountable.
Big ups high too.
And they know it's coming. They know it's coming. But you guys have to understand, they've been at war with you for almost 2 years. And now they see that they've already lost. And they're basically managing this loss. But they're a dangerous enemy right now. They're like a cornered animal, ready to strike. These people are fighting for their lives because they know that this ends 2 ways for them. Jail or worse.
Yeah!
So they're literally fighting for their lives. You need to have the same attitude, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot be intimidated by the thought of losing a job or not being able to go to school. You cannot back down in the face of tyranny. This is where we have to stand strong. We are not only holding the line, we are pushing them back. And it's time to push them right off this stage. That's why we
Big ups,
already
Ghost Pepper.
have a couple of new events.
I know.
Canada-wide events. There's a reason I've been doing cross-country tours, so I can meet the organizers and I can meet wonderful people in cities in every single province of this country. So when I make a phone call and I ask for a call to action like I did today, this is just Ontario, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think's gonna happen when I ask all of Canada to stand up for us? We're gonna rise up in a way that they could not even imagine. When they started this pandemic, they never anticipated me. And the worse than that, they never anticipated you standing up like we are. And we are, ladies and gentlemen, so what are we gonna do? On October 30th, by then I'm gonna be